Hey guys, it's me. It's Funny Hole DIYs. I'm gonna show you guys how to make a scud for bluegills, carp, bass, all that stuff. You can make the same scud for trout, but you're just gonna need a smaller hook. This is a size 6 octopus hook. You can find it at Walmart for cheap. I mean, you could use more expensive hooks, but I don't think it matters in this case. So, I was asked one time by my friend, when it happens, it happens. Go check out his channel. He does a lot of fly fishing for carp, and he asked me one time how he can keep the dubbing from getting stuck with the glue when he's using UV glue. Well, I'll show you how to do that right now. You could use any kind of thread. I just use regular sewing thread. I don't get too technical with the thread or anything. I do need a tail for the feelers, I guess, because a scud, the way it looks like in the water, it's a freshwater shrimp. Yeah, freshwater shrimp is what it is. So, you just need just some feathers. Nothing crazy. It doesn't have to be gray. It could be brown. It could be anything. And you just tie this in like you would a tail. And you just put that in like that. So it has some type of like legs essentially, or antennae, because the way scuds are, they feed off the rocks in the bottom of the lake. And I'm going to add some more. I got a turkey feather. You could use a turkey feather if you would like. I'm going to use it because it's right here. It's readily available for me. So, put that in there as well. And there you go. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, bluegills are pretty easy to catch. Carp, once you get them down, they're pretty easy to catch too. Alright, so I don't usually wear glasses, but I wear them because I can't see worth a damn. So, anyway. Alright, so what you want is a piece of latex. You could get these at fly shops. You could get different colors. They come in pink, green, black, orange, all that stuff. This is just clear with a little bit of flash in it. Or you could just use a regular latex glove. That works too. What you want to do, you want to basically cut it at a point. Focus. Cut it at a point. So when you put it in, it'll be nice and even. And there you go. Just kind of put that in there before you put your dubbing in. So this is what I like to do when I'm doing scuds. For those of you that just want a nice fluffy scud body without the glue hitting it, this is what I do. So I have all different kinds of dubbing. I like to use this kind of dubbing. It's like got all different colors in there. And you put a little spit on your finger, make a dubbing noodle. And essentially put as much as you think a scud is, which I don't like to overdo it, but I don't like to underdo it either. You want it to be bushy. You want it to be buggy looking. You don't want it to look thin. In the parts, you want it to be fluffy. Kind of like if you ever look at a scud, they have like a lot of legs and feelers and stuff like that. And that's what you're trying to represent. I like to add a little bit of flash dubbing because it just gets their attention essentially. And you just wrap it around a couple times until you're happy with it. I actually got this dubbing on Amazon, which it comes in like, I think it's like 8 or 9 different colors. You got blue, white, black, all that stuff. And then what I like to do, I like to go back around here. I got too much. All right. I'll go back around. Make sure it's wide. Don't do it tight. Tight wraps back around. Just so you can get the dubbing out. And then what you want to do here, take your latex, you put it back over. You want it to kind of be loose, but not loose to where it's going to fall out. And you want to wrap it back around. Loose wraps, nothing too tight. You want it to be segmented. And then you want to build a thorax, but a wide thorax. And then you want to just make sure it's secure, close to the hook eye. And then you want to tighten it a little bit. You want to cut that off. I'll find my scissors here. Cut that off. And you finish wrapping it. Like so. And this is what you want it to look like. Kind of like how it's segmented. Like that. And you take your whip finisher. A lot of people have problems with the whip finisher. I don't know why, but you just do it like so. You bring it up and you kind of make it loose. And you don't want to hold it tight. You just let it do its thing. You just let it wrap in. And you're just basically making knots on the head of the fly that you're trying to tie in. You just want your whip finisher loose so it can move. Okay, so that's it. Like that. And then you want to put UV on there. This is what I like to do for the UV. You get this on Amazon too. This will last me my whole lifetime, I think. So I'll just pour a little bit of it. I have like my fly tying table here. And I'll get a needle, a bobbin needle or a dubbing needle or whatever. And make sure you have your handy dandy flashlight close by. And you don't want to pick out your dubbing yet because this is the part where it helps to just do the back instead of pulling out the dubbing, because if you pull out the dubbing too early, then you're going to get glue on your dubbing and it's not going to look right. Alright, and you just keep going over it until you get a good back part that you like, that you're happy with. There you go. And you just keep adding to it. adding it till you're happy with what you got. So it looks like basically a back. All right. Once you're done with that, try not to stick your hand in the glue. And you're just letting that harden up a little bit. And you're basically just trying to harden up the back. And once that's set, you do the test by hitting your flashlight lens on it and seeing. Seems hard enough for me. Perfect. See, and then now you have a backing. What you want to do now is wipe off your dubbing needle real quick. Since I gotta use this for the picking up the dubbing. And what you want to do here, you want to pick out the dubbing so you get it that buggy look, because like I said, if you did it before, you wouldn't have that furry part. The fluff is what you need. You're basically representing legs on a Scud. If you could see that. Probably should have wore a black shirt so you guys could actually see, but it's alright, we're just gonna go with it. So I like to get it fluffy, as fluffy as I can anyways. Like I said, you want to add enough dubbing for where it looks natural. Not too fluffy, but just in the middle. Okay, and then take your toothbrush or your wire brush or whatever, and you just bring it out. Give it that ultra realistic look. And you could be as aggressive as you want. And there you go. Some people like to snip it by the hook, which I'll do that. Not that it matters, it's just preference mostly. Snip it so it's not too crazy. But if you look at it here, see if I can do this. There. Is it working? Sorta. Yeah, so that's what it's supposed to look like with the legs sticking out. Kind of like that. Just like that with the legs, and then you got the back and everything. So that'll be good for bluegills and carp and probably even bass. You can probably catch bass with it, but that's what it looks like. It's supposed to have a tail and the fluff on the back end. Here, I'll probably just get it a little bit more fluffy. The good thing is the glue is already set, so you don't have to worry about pulling out any thread or anything else. There you go. Basic Scud. Like I said, if you want to use this for trout, just make sure you get size like 14, 16, 18 size hooks. Alright, thanks for watching. If you haven't done so already, think about subscribing to my channel and I'll send you some more videos. Alright, Honey Hole DIYs out. Peace.